All right, so how do I make $25,000 per month with Skool? As most of you may know who are watching this video, I run a Skool agency called Skool Scale with my partner Ramsha. We currently are doing $25,000 a month right now in revenue. We have a couple outstanding invoices. At the time we're recording this, it's March 19th, so we have a lot more revenue coming in. So by the end of this month, we'll probably be pushing 35 to 40K. But for pure transparency, this is what we have built so far. This is a go high level screenshot. And basically we've won school games twice now. We were there last quarter for Q4 of school games in 2025. I'll throw up an image of me with Hermosi and Sam Ovens as well too as proof. I have my trusty Skool trophy back there as well too. You probably can't see it behind this massive chair. But anyways, let's dive into it. That's just for, obviously transparency and social proof why you should be listening to me. So this is what most people do who are looking to start a Skool community or who are running a Skool community currently, okay? Basically, the first thing they do is they obviously start a Skool community. They begin adding courses and content with no transformation in mind for what their audience is going to experience. That audience starts consuming content, but there is no ongoing consumable content within that Skool community. Within most Skool communities, and from what I see with my partner as we audit these Skool communities and join them just to take a look at what other people are doing, is there is way too many live calls. You as a creator are way too accessible to your audience. And then inevitably, because you have course content that doesn't bring people through a transformation, you have no consumable content on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis, and you are way too accessible as a creator by hosting way too many live calls. In essence, nobody joins those live calls. You end up with a high churn rate above 15%. Okay? Now, churn is what kills communities. It is the reason why most people avoid communities, and it's why most of the gurus that you probably follow say don't start low ticket, just go straight to high ticket, which I totally understand why they say that, because if you're someone that follows this method, you're gonna fail, right? You're not gonna make as much money as you should. So here's what I do, and here's what we have all of our creators do as well too, so that they can have less than a 10% churn rate and they can make a ton of money. Now, by the way, full disclosure, if me and my partner are making around $25,000 a month, at the time that I'm recording this, imagine what our creators are making, because we work off of equity percentage. So just keep that in mind, okay? So what we have our creators do is at that first stage where you're starting a community, you're gonna want to take 1 week to create your community, use Canva for your branding, use Word docs to plan your courses, complete the About Us page, complete backend settings, set up welcome messages, set up pin posts. Basically go through the entire backend of Skool and just make sure everything is set up. Setting up your Skool community should take no more than 1 to 2 weeks. Putting together your course content might take another 2 to 3 weeks. That is it. Now, in my other videos, I also talk about how you should launch your Skool community. Pre-marketing for that should take 2 to 3 weeks, I would say, max. So all in, it may take you 6 to 8 weeks to actually launch your community properly. Anyone telling you just to launch your community in 1 to 2 weeks and get it going, they're lying to you. You should not do that. Make sure you do it properly. Make sure you take the time to actually get your Skool community built out, and then do some pre-marketing as well too, okay? So that is the first stage, which is start your Skool community. The second stage is your courses need to be set up to create a specific transformation. So before you start filming, you need to ask yourself, what problem are you solving and how are you going to get your audience results, okay? Your courses should take your audience from 0 to hero, all right? It needs to be content that literally identifies their problem clearly and walks them through a transformation to solve that problem. Okay. Now, as a beginner, you can use something like Loom to film your videos. You can write out your courses on Google Docs or within slides and just keep the creation process easy. Okay. What matters right now in 2026 is value. It's not high production value. It's not buying a $3,000 camera with a $2,000 lens and then having an editor film a video for you every single time. And then before you know it, you're all into building a course that people haven't even consumed yet and you've spent over 15 grand. It just doesn't make sense, okay? Go get Loom. It costs you, I think, $10 a month. Go get your Google Docs. It's literally free. Go build out your courses, okay? That is it. That's all you need. Just make sure that the content inside of your courses is highly valuable and it takes people through a transformation. Now, the next component of this is monthly consumable content. So to retain members, you need consumable content, monthly reels, right? Whether it's monthly reels trends, daily viral TikToks, weekly stock picks, monthly new winning ad creatives, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. Whatever niche or category you are in, there's a good chance that you can create consumable content. You just need to be creative, okay? That is the literal definition of being a creator, is you just need to be creative. Okay, you're creating things. Your content needs to be something people look forward to and also get value from. above what they are paying for your community. Okay. So if you are charging $100 a month or $50 a month for your community, the value that you are sharing with your community in a consumable format needs to be more valuable than what you are actually sharing, right? So if you're helping them trade stocks, if you charge $100 a month, if you are giving them picks that's helping them make $200 a month, that is profitable to them, right? Maybe it's helping them make $500 a month, whatever it may be. Maybe you're doing something that isn't in exchange for tangible value. Like maybe you're teaching people, for instance, like how to become a better soccer player, right? How to become a better midfielder or striker, right? Then you need to plant the idea in their head that they're going to get more opportunities to, maybe you're trying to help that person get off, riding the bench and get them on the first string so that they're starting on the field, right? Maybe you're trying to help that person who's like the best player on the team who's trying to go pro, go pro, whatever it may be. Like you just need to help your audience get to the next level of where they're currently at. All right. And you're going to do that through consumable content. Now, in terms of going live, okay, because running a community is literally all about building a culture and an environment where people can be able to connect, right? This is why I'm so bullish on communities now, because everyone and their dogs purchased a course. Courses are great, but people are going to be craving community more than ever as years go by, because AI is going to be replacing so much stuff and people are going to crave human interaction. So these live calls are going to be super important. But the problem is again, as I pointed out, way too many of you are going live like every second day. You're having like 3 live calls a week, which is just overkill, right? Go live once per week max, right? And if you need to drop this down to once every 2 weeks or once a month, go ahead, right? But you need to start off by just being consistent. So your members want to hear from you directly. Start with maybe 1 call bi-weekly and increase as your volume of calls are needed as your community grows. Okay, that is basically the biggest thing. So I would probably start on the lower end of calls per month and then increase the volume of calls as your community gets bigger. And then as your community gets so big, instead of you having to jump on calls every single day or once every week, you can bring on special guests and you can bring on coaches to do all of these live calls for you, okay? Now, if you do all of this properly, you start your Skool community with these, you brand it nicely, you create your courses with a transformation in mind, you have monthly consumable content, and you're going live in the correct amount of volume, you will experience less than 10% churn, okay? Aim for 10% churn. Anything below 7% is extremely good. This was something that was shared at Skool Games. If you are below 10%, that is a really good place to be. If you're below 7%, this is like the epitome of success, okay? You should be able to manage churn very, very simply at below 7%, right? Even just with some low budget retargeting ads, you can be able to replace the people who are churning, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's basically it for how you can be able to make, $25,000 per month with your Skool community. Obviously, like I said, like this is what our agency is billing out, but just imagine with what our communities are doing. They are doing, way bigger numbers than this. So just make sure you are following exactly step by step what I laid out here, and you're doing the complete opposite of what is up here. As always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Happy to answer any questions. If you're getting value from these videos, make sure you subscribe. I drop videos every week, sometimes a couple of videos a week to be able to add value to you guys. And make sure you drop a like on the video. I know it probably helps with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, that's basically it for me. All right, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.